All right, G. You are all right.
Family here. You good. And now we started. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Nothing But
Answer.
Answers.
That's my part, Daryl. That's my part.
Oh, and we didn't work it out. We're doing better. We'll get it next time. We'll do it again.
Next time, okay.
Everybody, start again. Rewind. Welcome back. Welcome back to Nothing But
Answers.
the place to come to get all the answers you need. You guys came here obviously because you need them. We're going to give you what you need. So let's first start by introducing the crew. How are you doing? Hey, Facebook user, can you please write your name?
That's Tareen.
Hi,
What's up,
Terry.
Train? Hey, you wanna pop on the next train? Let us know. Hey, Neil, how are you doing? How was your week?
Hello, everybody. Doing okay. Good week. We're definitely in the throes of winter, but I don't
We're
mind
here, right?
it, right? I don't mind it as long as I'm at home. But I had to brave the elements today, to run some errands for grandmom, of course. But I didn't like that feeling out there, so I wanted to get back in. Yeah, but good week. The weather's crazy.
It's real. It's real Leanna weather.
Leanne likes it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. She's more of a fall girl, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm more fall.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think anybody likes cold except polar bears.
Mm-mm.
So, hey, well, we'll stick with you, Leanne. How are you doing?
I'm good.
How good are you?
Every week. I thought we were going to pass it this week. And how was your week?
Oh, my week was hard.
It's all good.
What do you want me to say here?
More.
Went to work. Came home. Yeah, we braved the storm of 2024.
Why?
The blizzard.
Why?
2 blizzards this week.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
2
That was a
raging
blizzard?
blizzards.
Well,
That
you know
is
what? I will
just
say, I will agree, since the last couple of years, we really didn't have much. So this
Mhm.
was definitely.
I almost didn't make it.
We go from not saying anything to.
Well, you gotta pick one. Either you want me to say something or you don't. What's up, Nisi?
Hi, Nisi.
What's going on? Hey, remember, you guys can all call in tonight. We want to hear your thoughts and opinions tonight. And we have a new panelist. What's up, Chief?
Hola. Hi, y'all.
Voila.
Hey, what's your week? How are you doing? Sounds
So-
Leanne.
This week was quite productive. I got
Okay.
3 job interviews coming up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
and,
good.
Yeah, and it's for higher positions than what I've done. So this is pretty good.
Muy bien.
And I love the storm. I love it. I love the snow.
You love the snow? Okay, well, polar bears and cheese. Like, whoa. Like,
This is amazing.
I don't know if it's amazing. I wouldn't categorize it as amazing.
Well, I'm also
Yeah.
home, so it could be as amazing
Well,
as
see, yeah.
possible outside.
Mhm. That's a different amazing.
But you got, like, say I had to go outside. At least I got to use my snow thrower that I bought a couple years ago. And Leanne had to pick it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had a truck at the time. But I didn't use it really much. So it was cool to use it. I did the whole neighborhood.
Oh.
At everybody's house because I could. But other than that, pretty good week. Busy. Moving, shaking, and popping. It didn't go by. This week didn't go by as fast as I like. It was a short week. It was a really busy, trying week. Work is making me work. Okay, I'm working at work. This is not what I signed up for when I got the job. I didn't get the job to work. I don't know why they thought that I had. So it's been interesting. But snow has actually made it worse. So it's not been a good week at all. But we're here again. We're gonna have some fun. Tonight, what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about some hot topics, some things of discussion that real good discussion. Yeah. And Doc's not here today. She's probably stuck in the snow, building a snowman or something. But she may or may not pop on. So
okay.
But let's get it.
Hold on. I think we should do a disclaimer.
Go ahead.
There will be a talk about SI and possibly abortion. If you feel like as though you can't absorb that type of conversation, please feel free to take care of yourself and skip certain portions.
Hey, damn what he said. You got a thickening for it. We here.
You know what?
No, we can't have a disclaimer on a disclaimer.
Goodness
gracious. Disclaimer. So let's jump right into it. How do you guys feel about schools and teaching sex ed? Schools and sex ed. How do you feel about school and sex ed, and does the age matter? Like if it's elementary, high school, preschool. Ruth, you're a resident teacher here. What do you got?
Yes, my educator hat. Let me put it on. I think, I got theatrics. I have theatrics with me. Thank you.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that sex ed should be taught in schools.
Okay.
Most of the schools I've taught in have had sex ed at those schools. I do think the age matters because I think cognitively kids can only process certain things at a certain age. So I think the ideal age, if you will, grade for it would be 3rd grade. I know people will debate that. What?
Sorry, I hit the button by mistake on purpose.
It may seem a little old for folks, for some of the, for the kids to get introduced to it. But cognitively, I'm thinking about what they can handle, what they can understand. We can start earlier than that, I realize, but age matters, presentation matters, informing the families matter to me about what you're doing as you're doing it.
Well, I can't hear that. Let's go to Chi. Since she's new. What do you think?
So I have 2 daughters of my own, and my daughter now, she is turning 9, and she's turning 10. Sorry, and I mentally cannot deal with her learning this so early.
Okay.
I feel like probably when she gets to teenage, like early teen, even preteen, just get there, I would feel more comfortable with her having that knowledge. Unfortunately, in the life or days we live in now, everything is publicized. So you have things even in cartoons now, which is quite uncomfortable. Because as much as you think that what you're teaching your child is right, they're teaching them differently. And it's also things that you're not seeing that's being brought up out there. And it's hard for me to rephrase what's actually happening in these cartoons compared to what I'm trying to teach her. Now, school-wise, I do think it should be like probably 13, 14. But to be honest, I don't know. I'm thinking at it from a mother's point of view. I'm panicking now, trying to figure out what age is okay. Because I learned the hard way that, these kids have questions and they need answers. And I don't want her going to look for answers. I'd rather her come to me. But I've learned also, she loves to read. There's books that can help them at least. There's a book called Is It Normal? Or Is This Normal? And it's basically teaching. Yes, I gave my daughter that book because it teaches her about growing as a female, what things you're going to learn about, what things are going to change hormones, everything. And it goes down that line where it doesn't give me so much of the stress of maybe I'm not telling her everything.
Okay.
But if she does read the book, she has questions, she can come and get answers
Mhm,
from me.
mhm.
But I don't know. It's hard to say.
Is that book just for girls? It sounds like it's only for girls.
I don't know because to be honest, they have about 8 different books. I
Okay.
just looked it up. So
Mm.
it's on Amazon. Just in case any mothers do want that for their children. It might have
Or
boy
fathers.
versions or male versions,
Mhm.
but I have 2 girls, so I'm only
You got
looking
the
at it,
girls.
of course, in a
Okay.
girl's perspective.
That's
But it
dope.
tells a
Right.
female everything.
Mm.
It's
Gotcha. We might have
actually
to look into
helpful.
that. Might have to
Yeah.
look into that. Leanne, how about you? What do you say?
Mhm.
I'm here for it. I'm here for sex education in schools. Um, Talking from a non-parent myself, of course, I know all things. Um, I do
I
feel that
can't.
though, 13, 14 years old is too late. I
Mm.
feel like
Okay.
we do need to get information to these kids earlier because there's so much of sexually charged information out there and programs
Right.
now,
Right.
and there's so much going on that it's getting to them at a younger ages. So I do think that we should start in elementary school,
Mhm.
giving kids just a piece of what they need during that time, and then get more comprehensive in what they're learning about sex education as they grow. For me myself, I know we had a very comprehensive sex ed program from what is it called? Uh Planned Parenthood
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay.
came in
Okay.
and taught our sex
Mhm.
education, and it was very detailed, and gave great information. So yeah, that's where I stand on that.
Mhm.
Nice. So I'm kind of on the agreement with Banana because I think that we should introduce it as early as we can, but also it's going to be age appropriate.
Mhm.
Right? So it may just be just like maybe good touch and bad touch and things of that nature at first. And as they get older, then the material should actually reflect their
Mhm.
age. Um, I agree with Leanne as well that we can't wait due to there being so much out there and access to so many things. So you let your kid 5 years old on YouTube and that could spiral down the hole. They could definitely end up somewhere else, seeing something else, right? So I think that it would serve them better to be armed with knowledge than kind of like she said, where they're going to look for it and they're looking and
Mhm.
asking friends or asking, and sometimes the friends are would be the biggest ops we have because if something's going on in their home, they may bring it to your child. So
Mhm.
your child needs to know what's going on to be able to say no or be able for their own body safety. And then, like you said, then as they go forward, they'll kind of that be their base and they'll be able to build off it. So when they get in high school and things of that nature, when the pressure is really heavy, hopefully they can make some of the better decisions. So I
Mhm.
definitely feel as though that it should be taught and taught throughout preschool up, but they definitely age appropriate.
So I'm looking at Nisi's comment, and she says definitely talk about it early, but I feel that as a parent, the conversation should come from a parent. Um, I kind of
I
agree, but then
Mhm.
there's certain parts of that. A lot of every parent is not the same,
Yes. That's
Correct.
and
Mhm.
everybody's not going to have the bandwidth to handle
Mhm.
certain questions and certain or not even have the information full fully compass information that they need to give their
Mhm.
child, which
right.
is where I think
Mhm.
professionals
Yep.
and doctors come in.
Mhm.
Well, what I would say, not to interrupt, but to interrupt, I think what she's saying that even whatever knowledge you have, the conversation should be brought up at home as well. And at school, just like homework, you do it. You do things at home, you do at school, because right, like you said, what you don't know the school may be able to fill in those blanks. But you want your child also feel comfortable to talk about it at home.
The hard,
So I think that's what I got from it. Like,
yeah,
we need to have that both, so that the child feels comfortable talking about it at home and in school. And they're getting the knowledge at home and in school. So it's like you're partnering with the school.
As a parent, I agree with Chi on that too. But as you've said, Lee, every parent is not involved. Every parent is not even a hands-on parent. So that's when the school needs to step up, and somebody has to be the informant.
correct.
Somebody has to take that on. So
because I know growing up, my mom did not want to have that conversation with me at all. She actually felt very uncomfortable, and it became to the point that down the line she expected me to go to school and learn stuff. And I found out the hard way about certain things. And unfortunately, it's not the path that I want to take for my own child. But that's why I'm kind of being more considerate of ways that I can alter it. And that's why when it comes to that book, it helped me a little bit, because it's teaching her little stuff little by little, where she'll ask me those questions and I'll feel more comfortable telling her that way. Not saying that the book is going to save my life on this, but
it's like a conversation starter.
Yeah, and then that's the hard part, because I don't mind having those conversations because of the path that I went on, but I do, in a way, want to make sure that I'm correct. I don't want to give her something going off of just my education level. I want to go and find out ways that I can have those conversations with my child, even if it's on YouTube videos or something, just to see.
And that's what you did, and I like that. What you did say, look, I don't know, and that's all of us, even parenting, whatever we're doing, we should look for other things to help us to better ourselves in these situations that we don't know. There's no rule, there's no book that comes to tell us how to do what there are books. But you look for things to increase your knowledge. So as long as you're increasing your knowledge, I think you're doing the right thing. We're all doing the right thing. And think about it, our parents. Well, my mom talked to me about it, but she talked to me about it. You're getting any? It wasn't a constructive conversation. She didn't tell me exactly what to do, but you getting any? Make sure you put this thing on. Like, that was it. That was really it. You know what I mean? So, but I think that she didn't know because her parents didn't talk to her, and it's like it's been passed down. So hopefully we can change that by talking to our kids, and then they'll talk to their kids, and it'll become more easy and more conscious for us to do it.
That's what Nisi's saying there too.
Yeah, because even I've seen that with my brother, it was easier for my mom to have that conversation. She talked to him. She was like, hey, I can help you with this. I can take you here. I can show you this. But this is how you need to make sure you protect yourself. And this is the stuff that you're going to need in this type of, situation. But for females, she told me blunt out, I was not going to have that conversation with you. And I was like, wait, why?
Double standards are real. Double standards are real. And this is one that I really don't agree with. Because I think that even with me growing up, like my brother and I could do some things that my sisters couldn't do. Like we had girls come over, it was fine. But then to have a boy come over, it was like, no. It's my daughter over here right now. You know what I mean? Doing ungotten things to her. But you won't. It was, and it kind of, because she would talk to us and she wouldn't talk to my sisters as much, I guess because you look at them as your baby and your daughter is different. You don't want to think about her in that light. Even my daughter, I don't want to think about her in that light. But yet, since she was 4, she was in sex education. Like I put her in all these things to give her as much knowledge as possible and to help me. Like you said, because that conversation is tough in the beginning. What are the words? How can I speak? What do I have to say? Especially at her, she's 5. Well, what do I say to her at 6? And so I need to help find those words too.
And we have to remember that there are a lot of, like in my case, grandparents that are raising children now, and that gap, that just was off the table. We are not talking about that stuff at all. They didn't have the clear path to that. So, everybody's not home with their parents, if you will.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So we think, so basically wrapping up, everybody thinks that school should have some, at some point, help out with speaking about sex education.
which are bridging with school and home. I think that home and
Gotcha.
school bridge. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Which, can I add one more thing, Daryl? Which
Sure,
might
please.
also mean bring the parents in, bring the families in, and have some of those meetings with the kids and the families. I know we did that at one time too. You have your classes for the kids, and then there are nights where the parents would come in and join in with some of the things.
Yeah,
So,
that ain't gonna happen. You can't even get them come to the back
well,
to
that's
school.
the other piece, is trying to get them there. But yeah, but this was a private school. They came.
Okay, right. If you pay,
But you're right.
I got you.
Not all schools do that. Yeah.
So we're going to stick with parents, right, on the children. So I was looking at something that said, are parents legally responsible for their children's actions? So a child who's 10, they go and, do something that's, something serious, should the parent go to jail for what the kids do?
No.
That's a tough one.
Hey, they raise these animals. No.
Yeah, that's hard.
This is a tough one.
That's hard.
So it's even like, so I think the closest we have to it right now would be like truancy.
Mhm.
When the kids don't go to school, they can come after the parents, and the parents can get, sanctioned, fined, and maybe even some jail time if you don't consistently send your kids to school. But I think if you got a little demon and they're doing a whole bunch of mischief, and at a certain point, you might need to go to jail too. Lock them both up. Yep, message.
That's a hard one. I don't know about
Okay,
jail, but I know that they should be fined or informed about the mishaps of the kids along the way.
How many times before you
What's
send them to jail? How many times before you send them to jail?
Well, let's decide on a number, but not right to jail.
Okay. 3
So
times.
maybe three, 4 times, right? You've been
Right.
informed, you've been fined based on your child's ill behavior. That means you know what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if your child is carrying razors in their mouth to school, at a
Mhm.
certain point, you have to do something about it.
But at least you know what's happening. You're not in the dark. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, not my
Right.
kid."
Right. What are you saying, Chi? You said you don't know either. Tell me more.
So I'm saying, because I remember being a teenager, and there was a couple of times that I went through differences with my parent, and of course they tell you that they raise you a certain way, but you also have the influences of your friends
Right.
that you grow up dealing with.
Hmm.
When I was younger, it was a lot of people that used to tell me, "Oh, let's do this and let's do that, and let's smoke and let's drink."
Right.
And
Right.
I would do it because I thought it was cool when I was younger. But that's not saying my mom, helped me with that. But then you have times that you were trying to be a good child because of the fact that your parents told you that they raised you right, and
Mhm.
they made sure that you got a roof over your head, and then they give you the sad treatment, like, "Oh, okay, well, damn, they did do this, so I got to make sure that I don't disappoint."
Mhm.
But that's why I said it's a mix of it.
It is.
I
It's
have mixed
tricky.
feelings with it.
Mhm.
How about
Mhm.
you, Leanna?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying no. I'm gonna go on the side of no, because just like everybody else, kids have their own. Once they hit a certain age, there's nothing that you really can do with them, short of getting locked up yourself. Because if you try to discipline them in certain ways, then that's an issue. If you don't discipline them, then that's an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's like,
Damned if you do. Mhm.
exactly. My mom, I can tell you, my mom raised us in a certain light to do certain things, but when she wasn't paying attention, I
Mhm.
went off and did what I wanted to do, just hoping,
Right.
just thinking that this is what I'm going to do regardless, because nobody's watching.
Mhm.
Now your parents get you get a beating or whatever the case may be. Some kids don't respond to that. You could beat a kid and they go back to doing exactly what it is they're going to do Anyways, then where does that leave you?
Mm,
Right.
Mm.
So I'm one of them kids. Like beatings didn't work. But my
mm.
mom started beating me up. That worked. When she stepped up, said that. I was like, beating wasn't about nothing, but being beat up was a little different. So
Wow.
yeah, that's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Because that's like saying your kid out there doing craziness, we might as well go ahead and give them up for adoption. I know that's what I'm saying after my first jail stint. Oh, you gotta go, homie.
Oh, right.
You gotta go.
Well, it does. It seems like you're gonna have to do something at that point, right? Because you're not going back to jail for this person. So either you will step it up, or
I ain't going in the first place.
you'll take it on the run.
And you gotta go.
Some of the ill behavior of the kids of today, it needs something else. I mean, I don't want the parent to go to jail, but if you have these kids doing mass beatdowns in town, or jumping people and all of that business, and we have social media, and if I see your jacket and it's my kid, it's going to be a problem. So yeah, some of these parents need to tune in, and I don't know exactly how to force that, but they need to be held accountable on some level.
I think you start hitting their pockets. Because some of them know what's going on with their kid. They're just not there being attentive parents.
That's my point.
They really are.
It could be like we kind of alluded to earlier. Maybe they don't know. Right? I don't know how to do it, but ask for help. There are things, program things out there that can kind of help you, right? So
I got sent to boot camp.
Right. Oh wow.
Right. That means at least you try. If you can go to the judge and say I did X, Y, and Z, and it's still doing it, then it's then it's like, okay, well, you try. You show your attempts. So if you're attempting this, but if you're really not doing anything, you tell them stop, don't do it again. Like that's not
exactly.
Here's one little. This one someone wrote in. Do you brush your teeth before you have breakfast or after? This is a real serious question now. When do you brush your teeth in the morning? Before breakfast?
Before breakfast.
Before, of course.
I brush my teeth before. No, brushing after is disgusting too.
No.
Yes, because that means you're eating and you're slobbering all that nasty bacteria that built up in your mouth overnight.
What are you, a Komodo dragon? What bacteria are we talking about?
I stepped away to grab some food, and all I hear is some nasty bacteria.
Yeah. So the question is, I'm sorry, repeat the question. Do you brush your teeth before you eat breakfast or after? Go.
Before.
Now your food's minty fresh. Something like that.
Nobody who eats that close
I eat that early.
They brush exactly.
I
don't brush my teeth and then say, "Oh, let me jump right in his eggs and grits."
Right.
Yeah. It takes me like a little bit. Like
let
half an hour. Let it marinate.
Yeah, Niecy before.
Niecy lying. Why all cat? Go put a hat on right now. All cat. Well, I guess it's me because I didn't have to.
Wait, you do what? You brush after, Daryl?
No, I eat and then I brush. Yeah.
You eat when you get up. You eat and then you brush.
Yes.
Ew.
Exactly.
Before first thing in the morning.
Yeah, no.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Wow. Right. Teeth is that's first.
Exactly.
No coffee, no
Everybody
water,
had
no
a moment of
nothing.
silence.
I don't want my coffee minty fresh.
And in between, give it 30 minutes in between.
And see, I'm the one that rushes. So I don't have time to do it after. I'm going.
Okay. I can see that. I mean, it depends on my day. If I'm getting up going to work, if I gotta go to the office, that's different. I'm gonna brush and then I'm gonna grab something on the way. But if I'm Saturday morning, I wake up, go get some cereal, some whatever. Then
cereal and bacteria, right, Lee?
Exactly. Cereal and bacteria.
You got in your mouth.
Bacteria is from all night. Okay, you've been slobbering, blah, blah, whatever.
I don't know what you blibbling on, but no. What is going on here?
I can't. Okay. To each his own.
This is
He
ridiculous.
said, "Don't talk to me with your stinky breath."
Right?
Listen, that's what
That-
we're talking about.
But Daryl, that makes me think of folks that don't mind like the kissing before you brush. Don't kiss me until you brush.
What? So
No.
see, here we go. Now this is
Because
the
it's
problem.
nasty bacteria. That's why.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
First
kiss
of all,
me
y'all,
until you
y'all
brush.
get your mouth on things nastier.
Mm-mm.
So let's not act like.
Long as that's clean too.
I shouldn't have gone in that lane with him, Lee.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can't-
you know
Listen.
you set the ball on the tee.
I said
You
yes.
did. Now we here. So when I wake up, you know what I mean, I am fight the power here. So we going, you might get that morning. We ain't got time to go to the bathroom and brush our teeth. It's about action. You understand?
All right.
Knock about that hole. Let's go.
Well, just keep that mouth over there. Keep the mouth on the other side.
This is absolutely insane. Why? You know what? So how do you feel about, do you think it's unethical to eat other type of animals? You know, here we like chicken, but how about dogs and horse and
We're talking ethics.
egg, grit, and stick? Right.
Don't talk to me with your stinky breath.
See, in the morning, we ain't trying to talk. Ain't no talking going on. It's heavy breathing.
That's not true. Everybody want to start bonding in the morning. Everybody different.
Right. Thank you. There
As
you
soon as
go.
I walk in the door, everybody want to start talking to me. So I don't know.
Thank you. Come on, y'all. I tell you, some people.
So if we're talking ethical,
Mm-hmm.
ethically speaking, no, we shouldn't be eating animals.
Why?
There's a number of reasons why. First and foremost, the environmental impact that it has on our world right now, such as global warming, acid rains, huh?
For me,
For me and animals, because of how much we have to number one, the methane gases that cows release, the amount of harvesting and food areas that we have to
wait, what do you mean? I'm sorry, Liam. With methane gas, they release, what do you mean?
with farts. They produce methane gas.
So we need cows to farm.
No, we don't.
So what? That's why we eat them.
We don't need them at all.
Huh? Just get rid of cows? You down with
Oh my
Chick-fil-A?
God.
You down with
You
Chick-fil-A?
said, listen,
Let her finish. Go ahead, Lee.
yes.
You teaching me something. Go ahead, Lee.
Right.
Just
You are.
Yes.
It's unnecessary for us to eat animals and cause suffering to animals just because we can. We no longer are at the
Don't pay him no mind. Keep going, Lee.
we're no longer in a way of, hey, I have to kill this animal. Like if I ask you, is it okay for me to kill or beat up another human being just because they're dumb or not as intelligent as I am? It is morally, you would think that's wrong. So from a moral standpoint, yes,
Mhm.
it's wrong.
We're not
That's a
just
good
beating
point.
them up. We're hungry.
There are other things.
Yeah, but
to
there's
eat.
other things that you can eat.
Yes.
So eat all the plants off the world. I need something to go with my plants. Like meat.
Lee, that was a good point
There's
made.
mock meats now. There's
I want
other
vegetables.
things.
I want my vegetables. I don't even know what my vegetables are. I mean, my vegetables mass is meat. We got trans meat now. We're meat, but we're saying vegetables. Not good.
No, if you're talking from an ethical, moral standpoint, for me,
Mhm.
the answer is it's unethical.
Gotcha.
And they're
What do you
God's
think, Lucy?
creatures. They're
What do you
God's
think?
creatures. That's another reason. That's another
Correct.
ethical reason.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did people read the Bible? We have dominion over them. They're for our
You-
consumption.
But it goes
He said-
along
he-
with what
he didn't-
Leanne is
God-
saying.
God didn't say we making these we're right?
No, but it goes
we're
with
talking
what
about God-
Leanne is saying. Just because
if
we
we're talking
can.
about if we're talking about God's creatures, God made peaches too. He made vegetables. They're God's vegetables. So
Living creatures is what I mean. Okay.
fruit
So-
and vegetables not living now, right?
No, that
Okay.
goes along with Leanne's explanation.
They're not sentient beings.
Just
Mm.
because we
Yeah.
can doesn't mean we should.
I
Ethically.
don't think we
Just
should.
because they speak a different language. They speak a plant language. If you don't understand,
They're not sentient beings.
they're planting beans. You never heard of planting bean?
Oh my gosh.
What do you got, Chief? What do you think?
She help us.
I feel like we shouldn't be eating these animals.
I'm sorry, Kate Carter. Please don't agree with Leanne. Thank you.
But I do. Unfortunately, I think my daughter has put me in that position.
Mm.
But
Okay.
Mhm.
because she gets disturbed with a lot of that meat.
Mm.
And I'm not going to sit here and say I don't cook meat because I love it. Don't get me wrong, but knowing where it came from mentally, that messes me up. It does. I just actually saw a YouTube video about them in China, I think it was, that they had
Okay.
dogs in their
Mm.
trunk, and they were getting them ready to get them cooked and cut up, and I don't know. It was
Correct,
hard.
Nisi.
It was
Wow.
hard. So I do agree.
Mm.
So Leanne, how about the chemicals? And I'm just asking, in fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. You know, the stuff they spray on them to keep them.
We're talking pesticides
Besides.
and things of that nature. Number one, not all farmers use pesticides. A lot of the
Not all
organic
meat.
stuff, organic,
meat.
huh?
We have organic meat as well.
Yeah, okay.
And how about the, you see apples this big now. You say they normal? Apple size watermelons.
They are pretty gigantic.
Not a seed in them. Like, how does they find no seed in it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like, now, could you eat a dog?
No, and that's my thing. You will
Mhm.
put your dog as a pet,
Right.
and they're off the table, but you treat a chicken differently.
They're off the table here.
I had
And if they serve it up in front of you and you didn't know it was dog, you might be like, this
Wow.
is good. What is this? Dog. Then it becomes disgusting.
it gets intense. I had a pet pig before.
Oh.
Big, and you still eat
And-
bacon, don't you?
That was not where I was going with this conversation.
Hey.
I had a pet pig. I had a pet pig.
No, I had a pet pig, and when I went back to Dominican Republic to see my pet pig, my dad ate it. So
Oh my God.
You mean you made a pet at food?
I guess I did. He
Right, they were
ain't
growing.
waste
They
no
were
time.
growing. Right.
Nisi, I agree. Eating local farm
Mhm.
foods, especially fruits and vegetables, is definitely the way to go.
Makes
Definitely the way to go.
Local
try to do-
farm food
Yep.
is what you should get. That natural chicken they have is delicious. Nothing like.
And she is interesting when you said your child put you onto this. My son at 4 years of age watched in his classroom a mouse being fed to the snake, and he vowed from that day on he would never eat meat again, and he never did. And he's 28 today, and he was 4.
Yeah.
So
She's
yeah,
traumatized. Wow.
he was traumatized by that. So
More chicken for me.
so I get that. And I don't eat meat either, just because I don't like the taste of it. No, the ethical piece, man.
Oh, really?
But I haven't eaten meat in over probably 25 years.
And that's all, no meat. No, is that including
I
fish?
should do a disclaimer. I do
There
fish.
you go. Look,
I do fish. I'm a pescatarian, but no red meat.
okay.
Yeah.
Pork.
Once a year.
It's getting worse and worse, guys. From eating no meat in years to
Well, I just get a little taste of it
y'all.
once a year. Just a little taste. That's it.
meat, y'all. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, I don't care for it. I really don't.
Leanne, are you eating meat now?
Right now I am. Yeah, I did
Okay.
go back to eating meat,
Okay.
but I'm on my way back
Off it
to going off it vegetarian again.
Mm-hmm. Did you do that for a while, Leanne, when you were vegetarian?
Yeah, I was vegetarian for 4 years,
Oh, wow.
3 or 4 years.
Okay. Significant
Anybody
time.
in the chat room like meat? Who else likes meat in the chat room?
You know what?
Unbelievable.
That's a
Exactly.
good question. So, what do you guys feel? How do you feel about prostitution? Do you think it should be legalized?
Yes.
Okay, go, Leanne.
Prostitution ain't hurting nobody. 2 consenting adults wanting to go at it, go at it. If money exchanges hands and you both consent on that, yes I did, Nisi. Yes I did. Most
Hey,
definitely.
listen, we gotta get the
Mhm.
questions faster, maybe. Okay, we are another subject.
Shut up.
She's writing, answering, putting it up. She's doing a
So,
lot.
what do you mean, Leanne? Your body posture changed?
What?
What do you mean? What did she said? Did it change? When you
How did your body
what?
change, Lee?
Yeah.
Definitely lost weight.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just and even in my digestive, I felt like I was processing food better. If everybody, you get what I'm saying.
We get it.
Yeah, so yeah, mostly those 2 ways.
Gotcha. Let's go back to the prostitution. So you're calling us slow? Yeah, you see that? You try to sneak this one. See, shots fired.
There's a delay. It's not
Oh,
Lisa.
there's a delay. Okay, thank you. Now, when I said I believe him, because Nisi, you can't tell. But
But yeah, I feel like if you 2 consenting adults and you want to have sex, then have sex. If you want money to exchange hands, then let it exchange hands. If you go into it like a business and it's regulated, then make that happen. I don't understand why, if I can meet you on the first day in the club, have sex with you, and go ahead about our business, nobody has a bat, nobody blinks an eye. But if I have sex with you in the club and then make you pay afterwards, then all of a sudden that's an issue. There's something wrong with that. No, ma'am, no sir, no ham.
I think it's not the same. But Chi, what do you think?
What is not the same?
We're moving on. Chi.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people that's also passing around STDs and stuff like that.
I said regulated.
Wait. Let her. Nobody interrupt
But
you.
that's
Let
what
her
I'm
talk.
saying. Like, that's the only thing that I'm more concerned about is that. Like, do you get a test before? Do you consent on the test first?
But do you consent when you in the club
Whoa.
and you ready to go smash somebody?
Whoa. Hey, you can't get mad at her for how she feels. She just said how she feels.
I ain't coming at her. I'm asking a question.
Yes, let her finish. She doesn't know, she said. Leanne, she's new. Being
Shut
bully
up.
sometimes.
I know, Lee, you brought me here.
Brought you up to tear you down. Stop it, Lee.
This is the setup.
Real fast, jump in, Ruth, jump in. What do you think?
Well, I'm like the other folks. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure because I think it's happening anyway. Again, like Lee said, consenting adults. I do think there needs to be regulation. We have the STD going wild. But consenting adults, and maybe there could be some kind of protectance in place for the folks that are, choosing that as a profession, because I worry about safety for people, all kinds of things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if it's regulated and watched in that way, it'll be safer. I don't know.
And that's where I would go with. I think the regulation part would help it be safer for everyone involved. Like, a lot of times people who are sex workers, they deal with a lot of things out there, with abuse and getting murdered and things of this nature.
Yes.
To be able to do it in a place or have somewhere where it's sanctioned, where you kind of know it makes it a little bit more safe for everybody. And you get the part where you kind of test each other. And I don't know how that would work, but some form of testing so that people kind of know what they're getting into.
Yes.
So I think it might save a lot of people.
Yeah.
Dealing with some of the things that some of these people, and I think, but then it's also tough too, because I think about people who do it but don't really want to do it. You do it out of necessity, right? So do you really want to do it? No, but you're doing it because you have to pay bills. So that's we're gonna give people another avenue to do something that they really don't want to do, but they're doing, but they don't want to. Ready for that need, so it makes it tough. It is a tough, but at least it'll be safer for most, I believe.
The safety piece, and then with young girls, or men, not being of age. Maybe if it's regulated in that way, you would have to set that age out, because I'm worried about the young kids that are still doing things like that. So,
right, that's because then you can have different. I guess like in porn, you can have different. You go here because these are girls that look young. So if you want that, you kind of maybe get it, and they're still of age. So I never thought about that, but that would be great. Because that might help some of these people out with these issues to maybe get it resolved. Very interesting. Do you think that there was a?
Oh my, the divorce rate would go up.
No, divorce would be good, because this would be fine, because men would be able to go somewhere to get like, I can't stand it. Let me go over here and I can just pay. Because you pay for them to leave. This way you have to worry about them calling your wife or something like that. So this would save marriages. I'll be back in a little bit. Go to the moon and I'll be back.
Let me go get some milk.
I'm gonna go get some milk and cookies. I will be back.
I might have to change my opinion on that one.
I know, he got me thinking.
Might make it too easy. Wait.
No, but listen, at least he's going somewhere where he'd be safe. If she would go somewhere where she's going to be safe.
Stop. I don't
And you
care
have to bring
about
anything
that.
home. You have to worry about babies. You have to worry about STDs. It would be perfect. What would this be? What would the impact? The impact would be happy relationships. If you good, she good. When she getting on your nerves and he getting on your nerves, you go get one off and you good. You come home, you ain't bothered no more.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna take the trash out. You're like, damn, take the trash out.
That is not true.
Not true. You see, that is a double negative. Don't
Listen, some people drink, some people do drugs, some people want to crack some buttons. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna go pay my, listen, money well spent. It's like therapy.
Oh gosh.
Unbelievable.
Look, they have the question. I'm saying this may be the answer that is needed. It's like a legal safe hall pass. Wouldn't you feel comfortable that your man is going out and getting taken care of in a safe environment?
And that's a no.
That's a big no.
I think it's the problem with relationships. They want us to suffer. They don't want us to be happy. Some happiness.
Not that happy. There are levels of happy.
$80 and some happiness away. Like sometimes you guys are gonna get massages, right? So we want to get massages too on the inside of her. We want to massage her
Listen,
penis.
he might as well marry her, and then they won't. That
Mhm.
person won't have to prostitute no more.
Exactly. Good answer.
This is terrible. Look, Niecy asked the question. I'm just giving what I think. So you're okay with your wife visiting? She
He's
got to
not
do stuff
me.
while I'm home. When I'm at the spot, she got to do something. So we both don't know. We come back all relieved. Hey, girl, you want to watch the movie?
Unbelievable.
Yes. It's a win for a relationship.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
So, no, I wouldn't be. I don't know if that would be cool. But I think people need different things. I don't know. Leanne, would you feel comfortable with your significant other going? I can ask Leanne that question.
Exactly. I don't even understand why that was even a question. That's
Don't
not
even
even a
dig
question.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know why I just
Don't
even
even
wasted
dig
my
it.
time and breath even saying
Say
anything
it
to you.
like that. Okay, moving on. With AI becoming something that is so, she said, no, huh? Everybody said no. You guys, oh my, that open your mind up. Let them go. With AI being so big, I've seen something with AI in healthcare. So, do you think you would be okay with AI in healthcare and the AI making life or death decisions or diagnosing illnesses, things of that nature in your life, or even doing the surgery?
Oh no.
No. What? Tell me more, Ruth. Why?
No, I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that. I mean, there's a certain level, I think, of competency with AI to some degree, but I need personable interactions. I need to talk and ask questions directly and see your facial expressions with my doctor. I can't.
This is
Yeah.
why doctors don't.
That's not for me.
He's like, she talks too much. Send the computer in there. Lynn, what do you got?
This one is tough for me. This one is really tough for me.
Okay, tell me.
As far as doing the surgery, I think because there's so much AI involved in surgeries now.
Okay.
That
like less user error because the computer's going to do it the way it's supposed to do it every time. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, but I again, I would need a person in there, because if something goes wrong and something that doesn't go to plan, I need someone to be able to respond quickly and make adjustments when needed. So yeah, no, I wouldn't be comfortable thinking it all the way through.
Real fast, man. You said they're already using AI for surgery, right? Now, AI, I'm thinking, and I could be totally off. I'm thinking like AI is basically a computer, right? That's doing it. So the computer could think of way more possibilities than we can. So would you think that it could correct itself?
Right.
I don't know if you need emotions to stitch someone up. I'm really playing devil's advocate. I'm not sure if emotions are necessarily needed to fix, amend a broken leg. Right.
I mean, with I wouldn't mind low consequential,
like non-life
threatening ones. That okay, but when we're talking about heart or something with my intestines and things like that, I don't know. I don't know. I to me, because it's not just black and white, huh?
We have a caller. So please
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
Because it's not so black and white with the way that we are human beings that need to have feel connected to someone in
Right.
order to feel comfortable enough to have a surgery done and
So you're saying
things
the
like that.
bedside manner piece. The bedside
Mhm.
manner.
Yeah, I'm saying that somebody I can bounce ideas off of, ask questions, and get a connection piece to, not just
Okay.
somebody who's spewing black and white
Just
data.
right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Caller. Hello, caller. How are you doing? Hello. Hello there. So what? Who? Wait a minute. Call. Slow down. Slow down.
Hold on. We
We can't hear the
can't
caller.
hear the caller.
Can you hear him now?
Say something, caller. We can't
No,
hear.
we can't hear.
Hold on 1 second. I hear the caller. Yeah. I hear you fine, but they don't
Hmm.
hear. Do you hear yourself? Good echoing. Right. Okay. Keep talking. We'll figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, call her back, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Especially when you go into a hospital and you
Mhm.
get hit with one of those type of devastating news, you only have 3 to 6 months to live.
Mm.
I want somebody to hold my hand, look me in my eyes,
Mhm.
tell
Mhm.
me all the possibilities. I don't want
Mhm.
to just hear, oh, you have 3 to 6 months to live and there's no possible
Say
way.
hello again.
The
No,
voice.
exactly. No,
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
you. Do you hear the caller?
no.
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 Mhm.
I don't know why you don't hear the caller. I hear
Put her on
them.
speaker.
I can do that too,
Mm.
but I'll see how good that sounds. All right. Look. Can
We
you hear
can
that?
hear. We can
All
hear.
right, good. So, caller, go ahead. What do you have?
So my first emotion was that if there was a decision that needed to be made that was a decision made based more on like well maybe we could try to hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Can you guys hear or no?
A
It's
little
in and
bit.
out.
It's in and out.
Mhm. But
I was in and out.
yeah, it's like an underwater effect.
Underwater type thing. Okay.
Yeah. That's a shame.
I know. Okay. She'll type it up. All right, go ahead, Leanne. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't want AI. You know, because what if mid operation or something, it has a malfunction itself. It
Mhm.
melts down.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do then? Like these little times and moments
Mhm.
are needed, especially when you're in a life threatening situation or
Mhm.
operation going on.
I agree.
And and I do agree. Kind of even with the cars, the AI driven cars. I think that sometimes, like I know, they're getting into a lot of accidents because it's a green light, but they don't know. Like say if it's an emergency vehicle coming, they don't know to stop. They just
Mm.
know it's a green light, so they'll make the turn.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
And
it's these type of glitches that are just
and if
unacceptable. Yeah.
and what if it
Right.
just shuts down in mid surgery? You really it can accompany a doctor, I think, but it needs to have a person nearby.
Right. Right. I know. But obviously, they look at me like, no, they don't hear anything.
What happened?
Never mind. All right. get off. I don't know what's going on here.
All right.
Oh, sugar. All right.
Well, it right in the
Um,
question.
Yeah. So it would be, that could be an issue with, someone, if they're, like I said, if something goes wrong, it doesn't know, or if
Mhm.
it goes in the wrong place, that could be a problem. So I think maybe years down the road, something like that could work out. But right now, I wouldn't feel safe. Like, I wouldn't even feel safe getting in one of the cars. I need to
Mhm.
drive.
No, because what if
Mhm.
AI secretly had it works against you and starts killing off people so that they could become the supreme being?
Hmm.
That's
Interesting.
intense.
It could
I
be.
think, wait a minute, I think I had seen something where the AI was talking.
Yeah, it's a couple of movies like that.
Mhm.
Right, but this is recently where they were talking to, like, they had a little AI and it was like,
Yeah,
a woman.
it was in China,
Right.
I think.
Right, and they asked some questions like that. It's like, you couldn't stop me from taking over the world. Like, it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
the president,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right. Leanne, good point.
What?
Who says
You know?
all AI is for good? We might
Exactly.
Mhm.
not. Mm-hmm.
And that makes it tough, right? Because we don't know exactly. I think it may come, but I think it'll be, far down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just
because
feel
we're
comfortable with it.
always. I'm already scared with people doing surgeries themselves because you never know their
Yes.
knowledge. But
Yes.
then now you're
Mhm.
expecting a computer to know everything,
Mhm.
which it can go left. And at the end of the day, even surgeries that are not life threatening can become life threatening
Mm.
depending on the person.
Good point.
So anything small, any type of incision that you have in your body is life threatening because it can go left. So
Kill us
Right.
yeah.
They kill us off if they had the chance.
all. Right?
Yep.
No.
Well, and it's funny because I think everything wants to survive,
Yes.
so it may do what it needs to do
Mm.
to survive, So
This
that would
feels
be
like iRobot.
Mm-hmm.
right. Or they asked about the movie Terminator. Would you want to come and take over the world? Because whatever the case may be, and it controls everything, right? So it starts fitting. It can turn off a power. It could just be very open.
Yep.
But I don't think at this point AI should be used in
Or
any type
trust.
of surgery. I wouldn't even want to do a little surgery, you know what I mean? Like a stitch, because whatever went wrong, stitch your whole body, anything can go wrong. Like a person knows to stop.
That's what I'm saying.
It may not know to stop.
Right?
The smallest thing can go left.
Stitch my
Right.
mouth up. I can't talk as much as I like. Yeah. You never know.
Right. So another one I have, and I'm switching topics right now, go a different direction. And this may, Ruth, you may be able to speak to this. I see a lot of skinny shaming going on.
A lot of what shaming?
Skinny
Oh.
shaming.
Oh, skinny shaming.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Hmm.
Like, do you hear, why do you work out so much? You don't have to.
Now I get that, and that annoys the heck out of me. Yeah, if
There
that's
we
what you
go.
mean by
That's-
skinny shaming,
That's
yes.
skinny shaming.
Yes. I get folks saying, why do you work out all the time? You're always, you're already thin and you've always been thin. And that bothers me because I work out for other reasons. If I happen to get the thin on top of it, great. But I work out so I can live a little longer, so I can be mobile a little longer, possibly.
Right.
Many, many reasons. And all they see usually is you're already thin. Why do it?
Right.
And I don't think that's fair to people that really value their temple and want to be as healthy as they can be. Just like we're talking about the foods that we eat and that we don't eat. Some of us really want to be mobile as long as we can and not become a burden on our children as I get older.
Right.
That's my
It's
piece.
tough out here in this world, where people just want to. It's like people think they have a corner of the market on certain things, and even like I feel like I'm overweight right now. I'm severely overweight. I'm obese.
You're what, Daryl?
Severely overweight.
Oh,
You know, I don't know.
See,
you are?
See, yes. Ruth, you're guilty of doing what you just said not to do.
thank you,
No,
Ruth.
I'm asking
This
a
is my point.
clarification. Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
know
This is
that
my
about
point.
I
There's
was just
skinny
judged.
shaming, and then there's the crap he does.
See, I didn't know that about him.
Whoa. Whoa.
I only get to see
See,
from
I'm
here up. I didn't know that.
see, listen.
Tell him to stand up.
Stand up. What is he doing, Lee? That must be from
See
that little
that?
drink he just had.
See, now I gotta feel the type of way about me. This is terrible.
So do you get
So-
skinny shamed, Daryl? Do you get that?
Well, kind of like they're like, you know, you're not this and you're this, that. But for me, I feel this is not comfortable,
Same.
right?
Same.
This is not
Interesting.
comfortable for
Okay.
me.
Correct.
And when I go in stores, I think people look at me differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
I agree, but I
Thank
agree because when I was small, everybody used to look at me like, "Oh, you're so tiny. What do you have to get
Ah.
small for?" But now that I'm a little bit
Okay.
thicker, they're like, "Oh, yeah, well, you have the heavier people, like a little bit heavier than me. Like, oh, you're so skinny." But then you have people that are smaller, like, "Oh, you need to lose a little bit of weight." Like, it's always something.
Okay.
And you're never going to be perfect for no one.
No.
Because at the end of the day, it's only you that you need to be perfect for. But no matter which route you take, it's always going to be an issue.
True.
It's always going to be some type of shame. I can lose a little bit of weight because I should. But to me, I feel I'm overweight. And a lot of people will look at me and say, "No, I don't think you're overweight. I think you're fine." Like, no, I feel uncomfortable with myself.
That's your comfort.
But then you have other people that are looking at you like, "Well, you look skinny. I don't know why you complaining." Like, no, I'm not. there's what you think and there's what I think. It's two different thought processes. So I don't know. That one's a little rough.
It is.
I didn't hear it.
What is he saying? I can't hear. Wow.
Okay, what you got?
I to each his own. Who am I to say anything about what somebody feels they are like? I think once you start pushing your thoughts and agendas on other people, that makes it an issue.
See, I'm reading what Nisi is saying.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Yeah.
And that is true because when I was younger and before these kids, I was 120. I was actually 00. And I thought I was big.
Wow.
00. And when now I'm a little bit more overweight, and to be honest, I'm like, I want to get back to that. But I used to think that I was chunky when I was small.
All right.
What?
No, I've been holding back.
You've been holding back?
I've been holding back.
Let it out, Lee. Let it out.
I ain't gonna pull my punches like I've been.
Let it out, Lee.
So I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. You understand me?
Right.
And I don't have anything against any skinnier or smaller size person. I don't have any issue with it. Working out and all that's cool with me.
Okay.
I would even go ahead to work out with you, just not too much. Understand that. Understand I have limits.
Understand me.
But it does perturb me when smaller size people, Darrell, come at me with this whole, oh,
Shots
I'm so heavy, I need to lose weight,
Mm,
this, that, and the third. And
Mhm.
it's like, I can take it because that's truly how you feel, that's cool. But when you go beyond that, like, you're not going to experience or don't have experience with some of the things that being a bigger person comes with,
mm,
Okay.
such as
Okay.
walking in a room
mhm,
and not feeling like somebody's looking at me,
mm,
but knowing people are gawking at you.
mm,
Okay.
Not going into certain stores and know that you're not going to find your size in that store
Yep.
so easily.
Mhm.
Ruth, what are you talking about yet for?
I'm listening to her very carefully.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Or even walking into certain establishments
Mhm.
and scanning the room to see, are you going to be able to fit in that chair or booth?
Mm,
Will it be able to hold your weight?
mhm.
So when people of smaller sizes start saying stuff like, I'm so big, I'm so this, I'm so that perturbs me,
Mm,
because it's like, you don't know the struggle. Like, you don't know. What are you even talking about?
mm, mhm.
Wow. Okay. That's real.
Yeah.
And I think
Definitely a
that's a
different
valid
view.
point. Mhm.
Oh,
And that's the thing.
absolutely. Very valid. Yes.
Yeah, because I have family members that are of a heavier weight, and they are telling me all the time of how uncomfortable they are, or how they don't want to go out to do things because they feel like they're going to get picked on. I've had a lot of family members that have dealt with that, so I do understand where she's coming
And I think it just sums up to body shaming, period. People should not make people feel uncomfortable, whether they're small,
from.
larger, whatever, because people don't believe that. I get it a lot, probably as much as somebody that's on the heavier side of, you just, you're so skinny. Stop doing all that working out, and just stop body shaming folks for where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Leanne pointed out some real things to deal with by walking in the room. Ruth said, like me,
Hush down.
I
Just hush.
don't. Like, did she listen? I was be heard. Maybe, hey, you play it back. Maybe you'll hear it next time, Ruth. You guys are not the same. I just learned we're not the same. Okay.
But the thing is that person comfortable, or like Leanne saying, are they uncomfortable? And your comments are just making them more uncomfortable.
Right. But I think what I just learned, there's a big difference in the way I feel and what's actually being done, what's actually being presented, what actually situations are happening. So when I walk in the room, I don't have that experience. People don't know what I feel sometimes. Right? They don't know what I feel. But like you said, she may get it just walking in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it because I'm extremely handsome. So I get it. Everybody.
Oh my God.
Don't forget that. Never forget that. And the beard. Wow.
I get that. But so that it is very different. So that actually makes it different to me. So I understand more how some people could feel like you really don't know what comes with this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I didn't. And what she just said really opened my eyes to some things that I didn't know. Right? So I do see how it's different. Similar but different. It's a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I also need to recognize that her experience or someone's experience, and I don't want you laughing at Kay Carter. I'm not sure what was funny. I'm not sure what was funny.
It's delayed. It was delayed.
No, I want you to laugh. I don't want you to laugh. There ain't nothing funny about it. No, but so there are some real differences that I think we have to respect that too.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go around and say something, I think we also need to understand. I can understand somebody say, you don't really know what that really is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I'm really dealing with this. I'm really in these trenches, dealing with this every day, and you're not.
Yes.
You know, so I get it. I definitely get it. Thank you for sharing, Leanne. That definitely was
Yes.
very eye-opening.
Yep.
So you're welcome. You see.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Jeez. Yeah. Damn.
And Leanne, you said publicly you were going to come and work out with me a little bit.
I did.
You said it.
Look, Ruth met and she heard nothing else but I'm gonna come to the tent.
Leanne is invited to the tent, not you.
Leanne said, I am coming to the tent.
Yes, Leanne, we're gonna make that work this summer. Yes.
Hilarious. That's funny. And so we have another one. This one's kind of tough. This one is how do you feel about terminating a pregnancy, purposefully terminating your pregnancy?
That's a tough one too. Wow.
How do we feel about?
I just dealt with this topic. So.
Wow.
Okay, so you can go first.
Wow, that's not what.
That's not why she said that.
Hey, thank you. You raised your hand and you said, "I
just." I went to a friend's house and a friend of mine was having a conversation about how she does not want another child. She has 3 biologically. And there's 6 in total. So, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where she's coming from, but I did explain to her, like, you know, I wish she would take the necessary precautions to avoid that. And she said, if I was to get pregnant again, I'm aborting the baby. Mentally, physically, I couldn't show how I wanted to come out with that, but mentally, it was like, you know, I don't agree with that. I feel like if you're going to do it, if you're doing things like that, and this is not saying forced wise, this is just saying consciously, you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you get put in this position where now you have a baby on the way, then I think you should keep it. Now, on her end, she did explain to me that if the baby was 4 to 9 months, then it's a baby now. To be honest, on my end, I feel like it's a baby from the start, regardless of how you want to look at it. A baby is a baby. It's a baby in the belly. But when she said it, her husband actually got mad because she did like a little chuckle to the situation. And he was like, you know, you're fine with this. This is a problem for me. I want you to keep the baby. So it was a hard topic because I understood where he was coming from. But then I don't know. I can't tell her what to do. I can't tell her how to feel. Her way of thinking, the only thing that I could do is try to explain to her, like, look at the kids that you have now. Could you imagine if you didn't have them? You imagine your life without them?
Right.
And that's just me. Like, I lost a child once. I lost my child young. And I couldn't think of, hey, let me just abort. Let me let go. So I don't know. It's that's a hard topic because everybody is different, especially situations that were forced. They're different because it's a lot of people that went through it when they were younger, or I've known people that were raped and ended up being pregnant. So those type of topics are harder to say that and agree with not aborting because I don't know how they feel about that. That's a different situation. I don't know. It's been a hard topic. I just had that topic last week. I just don't know what route to say, but to me, I just don't agree fully. So
yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, because my children are blessings to me.
Mhm.
They're amazing. They put me in a position where I was motivated to do more for not just for myself, but for them.
Mm.
So, and then sometimes people do get lost when they have children, but this sometimes, it helps you out down the line.
Mm.
Everybody's different because there's people that don't have children that have that same motivation as someone that does. So I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Very interesting.
It's a tough one.
What do you have, Ruth?
It's really, really tough for me as well because I believe in women and their bodies and making decisions for their bodies on one level, but I'm so pro-life for children in the womb, even. I just think that unfortunately some people, and this is not all, of course, but some people get very comfortable with the option of abortion. And I don't think we should be using abortion as birth control. Like you were saying, Chi, you should think about other things with, not having yourself put in that position if possible. I think there's always other options. I would like to think like adoption. There's so many folks that can't have children that would be very happy to have that child that you didn't want to raise or have at that time. So,
but then that's scary too because now you're putting the child into the system. And to be honest,
no, I agree with that. I agree. I agree.
And I've seen
there are cons on both sides of that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hard.
But I would lean toward I want these children to have a chance at life. That's if I have to pick, that's where I am.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't wanted. My mother didn't want me, and thank God I had a grandmother who said I'm going to do this. But where would I be? So, there are the rape situations. Could I raise a child that was forced upon me? I'd like to think I could, but until you're living that nightmare, could you? So it's hard for me, but I want to say I'm pro-life for these children that don't have a voice.
Correct. That's how I feel.
How about you, Nick? What you got?
I mean, there's a lot of people in this world already. So
Me?
my bad.
Me, you're not coming to the table. You're not coming. You're not coming there. Nope. I'll take my invite back. She just lost. Nope.
I should be serious. My bad. I should be serious. That was my fault. That was in bad taste.
Perfect timing, Lee.
Definitely a hard situation. I am pro-life. However, not everybody are equipped to be parents.
Correct.
It should be parents.
Right.
If you know this about yourself, I don't know. I don't know, especially with it and everything. Oh yeah, no.
Hardest thing, nothing.
It's a hard one.
It's I'm so articulate right now. I know it's hard for y'all to keep up, but
so let's take it off of the actual personal decision. Do you think that it should be regulated? It should be taken away.
No.
Should it be taken away?
No.
I don't think the option should be taken away because now you're forcing someone to do something, and they could take another route. Unfortunately, I remember a point in time someone had told me about, I think it was castor oil.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like now, we're not just risking the baby; you're risking yourself. But then you want to think about it. Like, what if you're not here? Like, what if your mom would have aborted you? How would that? Just the thought of that. Like, I
know. That could never have happened in a million years because when my mom was impregnated with me, she knew she was carrying greatness. And so she was like, I just must have this child. This child is my life and all, everything. My life would be empty. I would cease to exist without this child.
Wow.
So
Wonderful.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
Very interesting.
that's just how I was born. You know what I mean? This is
Right.
I hear you, Lee.
a little
That's
tidbit from me.
So for me, it's more I don't think I'm not going to make a decision for what she would do with her body. I don't think that's I think I would support either decision. Who's Facebook user?
That's my mama.
Mama Lee.
That's Mama Lee.
Had to be Mama Lee.
Confirmation. Confirmation. Yeah, I don't think I think I would support either decision. Because again, it's her body. Ultimately, she's going to go through what she's going to go through. So yeah, I would definitely
It's tough.
be on her.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough situation, especially like if the man wants to keep the baby, and she doesn't.
Hello? Yes. Jay,
We can't hear Jay.
you can hear me? Yeah. You can?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, somebody coming at you said, I don't know why you think you're the best. I don't know what you're talking about.
That must be a sibling. I
She
mean.
said the last child.
Hang up on that caller. That caller don't know nothing. That caller
She
knows
said,
nothing.
what are you saying?
Lisa, that's the
She
AI
said
caller. Hang
She
that
got it
up.
right the second time. That's what I'm hearing. The first time was the test run.
No, the first time she got it right. The second time she thought she would be blessed like she was the first, and ended up not so much. So there's that.
We're gonna have to do a system wars later to find out what really happened.
Got to do that show with Mama Lee.
Yes, we definitely do. But like I said, back to me, I definitely think that I would be supportive in either way they want to go. I would support because ultimately, it's their body, and I don't want to pressure someone to do something either way, right? Because they're going to be housing this baby for 9 months. So, yeah, it's a tough decision, but I do believe the right should be had. I don't think you should just negate the right because you can, or you feel like you should. I'd rather it be kind of like prostitution sanctioned, where you can go somewhere, you're going to be safe, and people aren't using hangers and all type of nonsense that may or may not work. So I'd rather have people in a safe environment getting it done and getting it done right if they have to.
I agree.
I definitely don't think it should be used just willy-nilly. But give people the right to do what they feel is best for them.
And the bottom line is people are going to make that choice anyway sometimes. So yes, have a safe spot to do that.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even, I was thinking, I think someone said like giving up to for abortion. I think that's tough too. But now you have to live with that. Not only say if you terminated your child, you live with that. But now you had this child, you went through this feeling, and you gave him away. I think that could be maybe even tougher. Knowing that child. Every time you go to the park, little Johnny. I think that would be tough as well. You heal. I don't know how you heal from it, but the wound is always open. So that'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting.
Or be scared of the day they come and try to find you.
Oh, yes. Yes. And not only what that does to the person who say the parents, but the family now who maybe didn't know this other person existed. Right? So now the whole family is actually thrown into a whirlwind because you have this new brother or sister and uncles, and you're like, well, what happened? And so that's tough for the family to now, especially if they didn't know what was going on or what happened, because most times people are really very upfront and vocal and telling everybody, "Oh, I had a baby, I'm giving it away." So now the whole family is now have this learning that they have to do and questions, and that's tough for the whole family. And other brothers and sisters may feel some type of way, like, I got another brother. This is odd, or it could be great, but it definitely some ramifications both ways, like you said, there's pros and cons
Sure.
on both sides. That's tough.
Tough one.
That is really tough. So I can move right out of the air.
Just
You
yeah.
got another joke? You got another joke about terminating child?
Nah, I'm good.
She's trying to get
Yeah,
back
no.
in with me. Don't do that. She's trying to get back in with my tent. Don't-
Exactly.
So, I mean, since we're here, let's stay here. Do you think that people should have the right to end themselves if they want
Oh
it?
boy. Ugh.
Yes.
Leanne didn't even think about that.
You gotta
Gee.
think about it. Do you think people have the right to self-terminate
Mm. Oh.
in certain circumstances, like not just maybe certain reasons? Terminally ill, they know they're going to go. They don't want to wait the year and a half.
I'm saying in any circumstance, I think that people should have the right.
There's that. Don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a take. That is a hot take.
Because listen, you got people that try all the time, and you waste a lot of. I don't want to say waste. Let me take that back. Whew, because that sounded wrong. There's a lot of. I don't know how else to say it, but energy and expenses, people's time, resources that try to bring these people back to life and
Or
keep
failed
them
attempts. Okay.
on failed attempts and keep these people from trying to end their lives, but they keep going after it and trying to do it until eventually they do it right. Or not right, but they succeed in their mission. I'm not using the right words here. I apologize.
It's one way to look at it. It's like let people do it because a lot of people are wasting their
What? Listen.
A lot of services are being enacted to help these people because they have to help try to save them.
If
Okay.
women have the right to do what they want with their bodies, I think everybody else should do what they want with their bodies, especially once you hit a certain age. If you know that you don't want to live beyond these times, then let's go ahead and make that happen. And I think just like listen, and just like you could go to the place to get an abortion, you should have a place to go to get an execution of your not necessarily of your choice.
So G, what do you think? I'm gonna save her from herself right now.
Okay.
She, what do you think?
I was like, okay, so I've been iffy all night. This one, this one is to an extent. I'm gonna try to give this person as much help as I can on my end, or try to point them to resources that might be able to assist them.
No, that's not the question. You're just going around the question.
I'm seeing she's gonna get to it, Leanne.
That's what I'm saying.
Leanne, you were.
Jesus, I got a baby in my hand. You talking about
Do you think people should be able to unalive themselves?
Yeah, like I feel like I would try to help them as much as I can, and if I can't do anything on my end and they're ready to go, then I don't know, because I'm not. See, I don't want to say it wrong like she been doing.
I'm
thought
not.
this was a
Hey, I
softball
ain't said
question.
nothing
I thought it was
wrong.
easy.
I
thought
ain't
this was a
said.
softball question. I
I
thought it was
just
easy.
feel like, all right, for who's that? There was a mom that went on live, and I guess the cops found her son, and they were calling her to let her know that they found him.
Mm.
He's been trying to commit suicide for some time. You can't keep somebody from doing something that they want to do, especially if their heart and head is set on it. And it's a lot that goes into that. Maybe it's a lot of different things that's going wrong. Maybe there's terminal illnesses that's involved. It's a lot of reasons why people will want to take their lives, and sometimes you can't control that.
And I think, okay, with the lock sauce.
Yeah, why we let the locks out? What happened?
I let my hair down. Y'all got crazy.
And I think that, regulating death could bring a lot of closure to people. So if you are making that decision and you're going to make that decision, you can say, yes, families can have their proper goodbyes.
Turn on the TV.
And they can get answers to questions that they will always be wondering about if they were to make that decision.
So again, I think like you guys are kind of in certain situations, especially like a terminal illness or something.
All situations.
But I think there may be a conversation for it. But then again, who knows if it change, and even in that terminal illness, something could change and they missed out. They ended themselves too early. I think
they would never
I don't
know
if that's I don't know this. I don't know if that's a logical or even a sane decision to say I want to unalive myself. I would think there would be, and this is me. We don't have a doctor here. I would think there would have to be some type of mental health around that, which means you're not able to make a informed decision if you're not thinking at the highest level.
But what if you are?
And I said, I don't know if you could be outside, and I'm in a normal situation where you're just having a bad life, you don't like your life, and you don't want to be here anymore. I think that's more other factors are leading you to feel that way. I don't know if that's an accurate feeling, and I don't know if someone can say, you know what, I want to go now because. So that would be tough for me to. I can see maybe in a illness, someone's in pain and they just don't want to deal with the pain anymore, and they know they're not going to survive. Cool. Or if somebody in hospice, they're in their last leg, and so much of pain, and they can't really manage it. Maybe, but outside of that, I can't see it being honored. What do you think, Ruth?
Another very, very tough one. And again, sometimes these are hard to answer because you can answer them one way, but if you're not in that situation, very hard to understand it fully.
Correct.
So I'm going to go with no, because I just feel like at some point, is that us playing God, or, is that how them? Yeah. Meaning I wanted to be inclusive of that, but is that them or us playing God and making a decision that, do we have that right to make that decision? Did we give ourselves life to make that decision?
We do. It's called free will. And I think, not to cut you off, but if we're going that route, if it wasn't your time, you couldn't go anywhere.
That's what I like to believe.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I
what
mean,
like to believe.
I
Yeah.
would think it would be divine intervention. It's not your time. You would say, it's not your time, bro. Like you hear sometimes people like, I tried
and
to
I've seen cases like that. You're right. I've seen cases where it's like Leanne's saying, the attempts and it doesn't work. So yeah, it's really hard. I may not know those situations personally enough, that level of pain that we talked about, all of those things can really guide some of this. So I try to be careful with my, absolute or
Yeah, that
I'm just gonna say no. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
I'd rather it
Okay.
not be
Mhm.
our choice in that way. But
What about say, G?
I just feel like, at the end of the day, some of us become selfish in a way because we want this person to stay, or we want them to
True.
deal with
Right.
whatever they're dealing with, and we're not
Mhm.
them. They're
True.
probably dealing with something that's beyond anything that we've ever felt,
Mm.
and they're probably dealing with a bunch of thoughts that they
Mhm.
can't let go of. So I can't,
Mhm.
I can't say that I would just give up automatically, because the type of person that I am, I try as much as I can for a person. And then, if it's nothing that I can do, if I'm at my all around end,
Mhm.
then that's when, all right, I can't do much more. But
Mm.
I've always tried, and I've never stopped trying. Like, I've been in positions like that, and I've always tried to keep people around or push them away from that mindset.
Mm.
As long as you're not pushing them to the end of the cliff. Don't push them.
But that's the hard part, because then you become selfish and you want them there. You want
Yeah.
them to stay, but then you don't know what they're dealing with.
Right.
So
True.
That's it.
I don't know. It's hard. That's tough.
It is tough. Like I said, there are really no right answers to some of these.
No.
These are just basically, we're giving our best
Yeah.
estimate to what we see on our. So let's wrap up with one more. Should drugs be legal?
Yes.
She been iffy all night until that. Yes.
What kind of drugs are we talking? Is that just drugs in general, or
Not drugs in general.
Should drugs in general be
see?
legal?
I wondered about that. All right, drugs in general.
Yes, drugs in general.
Mm.
Should
No.
boogie
All right.
snoring be legal?
Here we go.
Leave my dog alone.
You know what's funny? I just started seeing that they're bringing people back from, I guess, the overdoses.
Mhm.
By, I guess, a pill or some type of substance.
Narcan?
Yeah, there it go.
Mhm.
I also don't think there's an alternate, like a way to keep people from doing those bad drugs too.
Mm.
Right.
Because from living in the area that I'm at, I've witnessed a lot of people that I grew up with deal with it and become addicted to it.
Mhm.
Right.
And it sometimes is because it got laced, sometimes it's because it got mixed,
Mm.
sometimes and that's the thing, like sometimes it's not even their fault, it's in there.
Right. Right.
Or sometimes it is just a one-time thing and it goes far beyond that.
Mhm.
But I can't agree with all drugs. I feel like the ones that keep you at ease and help you mentally.
You said the ones you like are okay.
No, I don't do them. I don't do them.
No, you don't have to answer him.
I don't do it. Listen. The only thing I do is try to drink a little bit of Henny.
All right,
But
keep talking.
Gotcha.
Leave her
Like
alone.
all drugs, it's that
listen,
for.
I am a tweaker at heart. You do not want to smoke with me.
Yeah. Let's go to Leanne for this one. What do you think, Leanne?
Come on, Lee.
Come on, Lee. The tent visit is riding on this one.
What you want me to say? No.
Say your truth. Say your truth.
I think yes, it should be legalized and regulated, only because it will, in some cases, be safer.
Mm.
Certain drugs I don't believe should be here, period, because they're that potent and deadly. Just by taking them. But it's hard because the other activities that come along with these drugs, such as robbing people and stuff like that, to get the drugs that they want or need would possibly increase. So I say, let's build them an island where
Them there by them.
if they want to do it, you go to the island and you have free range
His face is hilarious.
to go ahead and do it.
Okay, Leanne says she wants a drug out. Crackhead Palace.
Yes, a New Jack City,
Crack
if
on the
you
beach.
will. If you want to do drugs A through D, you got to go over there, but you can use E, F, G, something. You know what I'm getting at.
Alphabet Island, where we get out.
Exactly. You can stay with society. There's certain things that you can do and stay with society, but the moment you become an addict with it, you got to go to the island.
Addict Island. Don't threaten me with a good time. You're like, you're an addict. Now you go to the island with all the drugs are.
And then you go to the island and
I hear you.
and that's where you do it.
Very interesting. Ruth, what you got?
Woo, child. Woo, these are heavy topics tonight. Marijuana, people are going to do it anyway. People are getting incarcerated for goo gobs of time unfairly for it. Let's legalize that one. Okay. My neighbors do it and it comes through. I get an instant contact once a week.
Oh, whoa!
We get contact in here a couple times a week. So, that drug, yeah. But any drug, like all drugs, no. We need some regulation. We don't need it to be easier to get to. Like you were saying, Lee, all the other ill behaviors that come, with those addictions. No, we need to really separate that out. Marijuana, okay, I'm all for that. The other hard drugs and the ones that are addictive, no. That's where I am.
Very
I feel like marijuana is addictive, but I get what you're saying.
I wouldn't know.
No, it is, and now she wouldn't know, but she is.
Well, I didn't get addicted yet
but
the contacts, but
okay. Well, let them move and see you start getting hit.
It's addictive, but what you gonna do? Have a munchies attack?
No, Lee, we've discussed this.
Let's go, G. Let's go. Let's discuss.
I don't know about y'all, but these edibles and stuff like that, I can't take them. Like, I can't do all that. And the thing is, all right, so everybody should know their limit. Everybody should.
But everybody doesn't.
They don't.
Right.
So I didn't one time. Like I said, I'm a tweaker. I can't take all that. I can't take one gummy to myself. It's too much. Where it got to the point that I couldn't breathe. I was breathing fine. And this is just off of a gummy, yes, but everybody's intake is different.
You want to try this take your breath away gummy?
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody deals with drugs differently. That's what's wrong with, out here, because people are just overdoing it too.
Well, I think so. I think that if everything is regulated, I think all drugs, let people do what they want to do, right? But if it's regulated, then your gummies will be the same dose. Like they won't be heavier or more or whatever in there to make you like this batch makes you tweak, this batch doesn't. I think that kind of like prostitution, if you legalize it, people know where to go to get it. You don't have to worry about, people just selling it everywhere. And I think it just helps a little bit. I think you will always have people who want to do it how they want to do it. But I think most people will go somewhere and get it. I think marijuana being legal, it's working. It's putting money into them, getting taxing it, and things of that nature. But I do think legalizing all drugs would be okay, right? Because now you're not sneaking around doing it. It may even
It actually would
this
help.
be true, but it might slow people down some because sometimes the rebelliousness of going out to get it is the big part,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's something kind of like, oh, sneaky. I'm going out to get these drugs.
Mhm.
So I think, and that's purely speculation, but I mean that worked for me. Like when I was learning, my mom's like, "Hey, you want to do something? You can do it in the house. You can do it here. I'd rather do it here so you be safe." And I didn't want to do it because it wasn't like something I could rebel against. Like I'm like, I can do that. I'm not doing that. So I just sneak girls in the house all the time. I couldn't do that. So you got to find what you couldn't do to rebel. So maybe if it was more accessible, maybe people wouldn't do it as much. I don't know. Maybe it would just be controlled, or you wouldn't have to worry about having fentanyl sprinkled on, right? So it would be less than those type of things where you know what you're getting, right? So you're not getting a surprise when you get, whatever you're taking. I think that today that would be I think they're putting fentanyl on everything. So I think that would be a major reason why we need to regulate it. So like I said, you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing is too, they have these people taking needles and stuff and just leaving them around. And these kids are constantly touching things just because they're curious.
Mm-hmm.
Needles, little bags, it's everything gets left around, pills. So yeah, if they did have somewhere where they could all go and do it somewhere where possibly they have,
and dispose of needles right afterwards.
And then you have someone that probably a medical center or somebody that can regulate or see what you're doing and make sure you're okay. But I don't know, it's hard because addictions, everybody, dealing with stuff like that is a little, it's always been kind of hard for me because I had a family member that was addicted to drugs, and his way out was actually to move away.
Change the environment.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. Sometimes you got to change that environment, and that helps because then you're not going back to the same thing.
Yeah, help them.
Good.
Once he comes back here, though, it does bring him back, and it's like he's like, no, I gotta go. I can't be. So I don't.
And Chai, you bring up a good point though about these safe houses for the drugs. I mean, that brings up another issue. Do we want them in certain neighborhoods? If it's coming to your neighborhood, is that something you want your children to be that close to in proximity? It brings up a lot of other levels of conversation about that.
That's why I said the island.
Yep.
If we had the island,
think about it. It's already heavy in some neighborhoods already. So why not?
But I mean a central place where you're gonna have a lot of traffic.
Well, I'm saying it's already heavy in some neighborhoods.
Yes.
That would help that neighborhood.
Oh, yes, it is.
Said, it would help. But now if you go to other neighborhoods where they hide it more, it's not prevalent, then they would probably have an issue because they like to do their drugs by themselves. Get it. But it's a very interesting question. Yep. And let's go out on something fun because somebody texted me and said, asked about posted doc posted. Can you have casual, consistent sex partner and still be single and looking for love? What do you think? Can you have a casual?
Yes.
Yes.
A couple of things she responds like that on. It's like she has a button for yes. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yes. And Neil?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, listen, just women, how could you do that?
What do you mean?
You don't agree?
Can't be no, if you're looking for love, you can't be humping.
You full of crap.
Where's
you
that little
full of crap?
That little dog.
Cat.
Where's that?
Cat, no. Where's your hat?
Leanne?
Where's your hat?
I don't know what.
If I don't find somebody serious that I'm seriously into at that moment, I'm not serious with nobody, or we're not established that we're talking, we're going in that route, then yeah. But and that's because I'm looking.
Why are you letting them into you if you're not into them?
Because you keep emotions out. I'm going with DC.
Right? Emotionalist.
So what I'm hearing, fellas, pay attention. Women have emotionless sex.
That was deep.
Men do.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. How do you speak for a man? How can you speak for men? I'm telling you something different. You're
You
telling me
even
what we
spoke-
do.
You've
Okay,
spoken
so
these
this is
words
not-
for men. I'm just
Yeah,
repeating.
you
I'm
said this
saying that.
before.
I got 3 women here that are telling me they get busy with no emotions.
But she just said you said this before.
have
so
said this yourself.
now,
Yes.
Yeah.
Put receipts. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that
All right, we'll play those clips next time.
when, as a man, when you're out here looking for someone, you cut that part off until you find love.
Lies.
Okay, you
You
don't.
need to stop, Daryl. The side
You are
John
not
King.
out
The
there.
side John King.
No, that's when you have love. You can decide to. We're not talking about having love. We're talking about looking for love. Okay? So when you're looking for love, you gotta shut the cookie operation down. Okay? Till you find that one you want to give yourself to. We can't just be giving ourselves to you women like that, right? We can't.
But you see how if you develop feelings, love for them, then it's a wrap. On my end, yes, that is true. If you're talking to somebody and you're just talking to them, and you're getting to know people, that's cool.
Mhm.
You're single, you're out looking, and you got somebody.
But we're talking about, you're single, Pinocchio. We're talking about, again, can you have a casual, consistent sex partner? This person is not the person you're looking for to be anything wrong with. This person is just here
To do a job.
Yes, to
Yes.
do their job. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Now,
Yes.
while you're with the person who's doing their job, because it is a job when they love, it is a job.
Yes.
Can you still be looking for love?
Yes. Just not with that person.
You said that again, Ruth?
Just probably not with that person. Not
No,
past
it's
that
definitely not with that person. You guys are just giving.
easily.
You haven't. So pay attention.
Really?
Pay attention. You guys out here playing with Jake and looking for your forever. So how do you cut off the person you're just having this consensual
there's no
booty
feel-
call with?
There's no feelings, there's no attachment.
No emotions, no love,
What
no
is there?
feelings and all.
So nothing to cut off, really.
There's
It was
nothing
just-
cut off.
I'm glad men don't have that. Like, we want to make sure there's a connection
Nah.
before we get an erection. Okay? There has to be a
That's
connection.
Lies.
not true.
before
That
an
is not
erection.
true. It
Lies.
might be true
Lies.
for you, but that is
How can you
not
tell
true.
me it's not true? I'm speaking for
That
All
is
right,
not
men
come on,
right
let's
now.
wrap this up.
Okay?
Go ahead,
Not
wrap
I'm
this
sorry
up.
for-
general.
Man, stop. Speak for all men
Time
right
to
here.
go.
You got the connection
Time
before
to
we have
go.
an erection. Okay?
All right, it's been a great. Any
I don't
last
know what-
words out
what
here?
we're going, what we're talking about here, and why you guys would say this about men, just because you guys came out and said,
And jump.
you guys said this is what you guys do. This is how y'all live. Y'all outside.
We know how the game is played, Daryl.
You know what? You're right. That's enough. I can't believe it, fellas. Just pay
Even-
attention. Rewind the last about 10 minutes. You'll see they give us the bad name, but we see what's happening. We're being used.
I
Okay.
need to watch this other video about when you said what you said.
You can't believe anything Leanne says. Okay.
Leanne, find those receipts for next time.
We'll do.
Okay.
Please don't, because she will have a whole video collage.
Yep. Run the date and the time under it. Yep. Yes, Leanne.
Like
Do
January
what you
2nd, he
do.
said.
Do what you do. Yeah.
This December, he said, no, please don't. Don't give her a mission, because she will go on it. So, hey, any last comments? Let's wrap it up. Neil, what do you have? What do you have? What do you have for us, Neil? Neil,
Is it
first
me
of all,
or
you know-
Leanne? Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Well,
You want me?
yes.
Last words. Okay. We've had some pretty heavy questions tonight. So,
Right.
you know, I think bottom line to most of those is you really have to figure out what works for you and your loved ones in your life, because everything is not always black and white. I know we try to answer and decide, you know, which side we're on with certain things. But again, I will repeat, until you're actually in those shoes and living that situation, you really don't know how you're going to respond to it.
That's
Mhm.
true.
I think
That's
fully.
true.
And other than that, keep it real. I'm gonna do one of Leanne's. Keep it real.
Playback, huh?
That's all I got.
Lee, what you got, girl?
Let's create this island. Let's get that popping. Ship them out to the island. Pro-life up in here. But if you want to end your life, that's up to you.
Fix your face, Daryl. Fix your face.
So,
It makes sense.
you know, and
Pro-life.
just, live your life. Hey.
I don't know. See, well, we got you.
So I thank you guys for allowing me to come on.
No, thank you for coming.
We enjoyed
appreciate
This was
Thank you.
fun. This was fun.
it.
And it did hit a lot of points and a lot of topics that, of course, as you guys seen, I was a bit off track with, because at the end of the day, sometimes you don't think about those things, and when they are put on the spot, you kind of wonder too,
Mhm.
if you were on the other foot. So
Mhm.
I do understand. I would say build the island, but
Let's go. Get to
crack
island.
on the beach, serving drinks. But
On the beach.
crack on the beach. That's one of the islands.
No, got my car. I'm going to the beach, y'all.
But yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for
No,
coming.
thanks for coming. Anytime, please. You're definitely welcome back. I'm gonna start with Ruth talking about Catholic sex. She don't even know what that is. She married the first person she ever saw.
That's why I was just playing the bad girl side, right?
Yeah, listen. She just made it up. She's like, yeah. She don't know. She has no idea.
I got to go on that side with the girls sometimes.
That's right.
We know I don't leave the house. You know I don't leave the house.
Jeez, come on here, have a whole new identity. But yeah, there was definitely some interesting questions and interesting answers. I'm glad I learned that women have emotionless sex. Fellas, thank you. Pay attention. This is why we get hurt so much. But anyway, we did look. All the questions were cool. Thank for everyone who joined in through the comments. Sorry, I know I have to call in. Sister Leanne did something earlier and messed it up. So we will have to fix that later. Hey, look. Hey, we want everybody to go to the YouTube, Nothing But Answers. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification button. We're trying to get into the algorithm mode. I can't speak right now. Trying to get over there, get that popping. Please. Also, we're trying to get to 500 in the Nothing But Answers Facebook group. 500. We're gonna have a little shindig, little meet and greet. We'll all come out, turn up, have a good night. So please keep inviting people as much as you can. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Other than that, we thank everyone. Everyone have a good night. We are checking out. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hit the button.
Adios.